Hola, ¿cómo estás? This is the Kentucky Postgame Show. Please like, please subscribe, and please even comment. I'm Fletch. This is Mario, and we got Malik, as always.
Welcome back. Good to be back, man.
Mm-hmm. It's a couple weeks into the New Year's. How's y'all's resolutions going?
My resolution is a long-term resolution. So, it's going to take a while before I get it. But I work at it countlessly every day. So, I'm happy where I'm at right now in terms of my resolution. I'm not really a big resolution guy because, that's kind of not my thing. But this year, I'm actually going to try and see what happens.
I like that.
I don't really have a resolution, pretty much. Like I said, I just kind of whatever my goal is, I'm working on it now.
Right.
So whatever it can be, whether it was getting the gym or whatever, I'm kind of a start today while I wait till tomorrow type guy. So I ain't really have a resolution.
Okay, cool.
What's your resolution?
My resolution?
Yeah.
Man, mine was like I used to put like $20 in the gas tank, like every time I stop at the gas station. Now my goal this year is to put at least $30 in the gas tank after I stop at like the gas station, just because I feel like $10 more. I'm getting older. I feel like $10 has got to be in there. So a little bit, $10 more in the gas. I think I'm be good on that. So that's
okay.
fine.
Making
You're
improvement.
the type guy like drive to is almost an E. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Show up 30 minutes late. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Is that good for your car to do that?
Apparently it's
Not in the winter.
it's
No.
not, but
No. Kentucky knocks off Missouri 90-77. It was a close game. Wasn't the prettiest win. Close game in the first half at least. Cats got it done. We wanted to do something fun and new for you guys, so we're doing a fan question segment. We have our first fan, Isaiah from Germany. He watches the show. He loves it, and so we're going to see what he has to say right now.
All the way from Germany?
Oh, Germany, man. I told you, we got fans all over.
Worldwide.
Fans all over.
Big Blue Nation, Big Blue. They should call it Big Blue.
Big Blue World.
Big Blue World.
guys are corny.
Gosh.
What's up, Kentucky Postgame? My name is Isaiah. Just watched a hell of a win for Kentucky today. I think that makes it 7 straight for us, which is really good. We got the ball rolling. We look really good. We look like a championship team. But today I was really observing Aaron Bradshaw. Being that he's like 7'3", 7'4", and has proven that he can stretch the floor a little bit more when the floor is already stretched out enough. I guess I was really just wondering, what are your thoughts on having an X factor like Aaron Bradshaw? I mean, we have a slew of shooters already that have proven to consistently shoot the pill off the ball, whether that's Reed, whether that's Rob, whether that's Trey, whether that's DJ. And all those guys could actually put the ball on the floor as well. So what does it mean when you could stretch the floor even more with a center like Aaron Bradshaw?
Yeah, so Aaron Bradshaw, current SEC Player of the Week. I mean, it's a good question. You go ahead and take this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, appreciate Isaiah from Germany, doing that. But yeah, Aaron Bradshaw, a 7-footer, a guy like that, you can, stretch the floor, be able to shoot the ball from the three, from the mid range. It's definitely a perk to have. It helps the guards out. It spaces the floor, and then you don't have to worry about a big guy sitting in the middle of the lane. He can stretch the floor. So it's definitely a perk to have. I'll tell you one thing about this kid, Aaron Bradshaw. It's like, I don't know what he can't do. Maybe we haven't seen him back to the basket as of yet, but maybe that's kind of not his thing. Maybe he just likes, playing like a guard. We're seeing that, in a lot of NBA bigs now. A lot of the modern NBA bigs, it's not a lot of back to the basket NBA bigs. But I like the kid. Has great energy. I'm excited to see what he's gonna do next, man. I'm a huge fan of Aaron Bradshaw, man.
Like I said, it's good having him on the floor. Of course, 7 foot. Like I said, we was talking about doing the highlights. I really like his feel for the game. That's something necessarily can't be read on a stat sheet. His feel for the game and his confidence.
For sure.
Allows him to take those shots when needed. He was able to show game before. Knocked down 2 important free throws, followed that up with a knock down that big 3. Whether they call on him early or late, this guy's ready to go. And like I said, that shows a lot about this offense and the team all overall, just getting them incorporated. And I really like what they're doing, in Kentucky's offense. Even when, he's taking a few shots or not too many, he was able to take 9 shots previous game, 5 of 9, very efficient. And like I said, I really like his game, and I like how the offense flows, really.
This was his 4th double-double this season. So we're going to see plenty of that. He's coming off of SEC Freshman of the Week. And, Wildcats have been 5-0 since he's been in the starting lineup. So it's looking good so far, and I'm excited, man. I'm honestly excited to see what he's going to do. He's only going to get better, right? He's only going to get better. So
No, right. Shout out to Isaiah for that question. It's a good question.
Sure.
Seems like very, very knowledgeable in basketball. It's what he's talking about. So
Yeah, if any of you guys have any questions, send them in.
For sure.
We'll put the link or anything we need to down to make that easier for you guys. So, Kentucky versus Missouri, Tigers versus the Wildcats. What were the major takeaways that you guys saw in this basketball game?
Veterans matter. Just having some veterans in there to kind of, take the pressure off of the freshmen. It's a lot of pressure going into each game. As a 5-star freshman, you want to go in there and obviously produce, but you have the veterans to lean on and the leaders like Trey Mitchell, double-double he had last game. So, I think the veterans, they matter to this team, especially if you want to go far in the tournament. You got to have some type of veterans that can kind of be the backbone of the team. When you think about, leadership, you gotta remember all the greatest teams we had veterans. Dominique Hawkins, we know what type of veteran he was for his team. And all those type of guys, those guys matter. I think they matter. I think I also want to kind of shine light on Robert Dillingham. The guy might be the best isolation scorer in college basketball. I don't know about you guys, but the guy he puts on the show. I would like to see him not get into foul trouble as much, but I definitely like what he's doing out there. He's very fun to watch, man. You know what we call him here. You know what we call him, Mr. LA
Fitness.
Mr. LA Fitness. LA Fitness.
He's the dude you see in LA Fitness.
Tank top, black tank top, white tank top.
You're just trying to shoot some hoops, but this dude is ready to go, and he's going to go hard.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No, I really want to point something out. It's kind of like, we talked about this earlier in the year, and I was thinking about it as I watched the game, and kind of just defensively, they looked a little sluggish. I want to say they were slowly getting out to shooters. You're looking at shots like, hey, they're not getting out to shooters as they should. They were giving up some open threes, some good looks to the other team. You're like, hey, let's lock in defensively. We know UK can play some defense. These young guys love to play defense and get out and run. And it was starting to affect them. We saw Robert Dillingham get into some foul trouble in that game. But something I really noticed as I looked, and I noticed, I'm like, wait, the Earl's not on the court. Another game he was full jumpsuit, and I'm like, you know what? No one talks about these guys as next man up mentality. Whether whoever was out there, whether it was the bigs or without the bigs, these guys played every game and didn't complain. We didn't hear nothing about it in the press about, hey, we don't have a big, we don't have our 5, or we're making our 4 play the 5. These guys are just, they just constantly growing in the game. Like, how do we change what's available in our system? Making our 4 play the 5 with a Thiero. A couple of times I seen him switch on to some 5s.
He can guard.
He gives
a
lot of energy. We seen him have some highlight games, make a lot of big time dunks, and these guys are like, hey, I'm sure they're like, we're excited when he be back, but for now we got to keep playing. And these guys, like I said, I expect them to get a big win against Missouri, and they came through with that. So I want to give it to them, give them kind of pat on the back for just playing through adversity.
I got to pat both teams on the back, Missouri and Kentucky. Missouri kind of, wanted to, get Kentucky out of the rhythm. You could see early on, they're pressing, they're full court pressing, they're throwing traps here and there. You can see that they're trying to get them out of their offense. And Kentucky, they did a great job of just, kind of sailing through, staying to the script and playing hard. So I got to, like I said, I got to pat both teams on the back. I think Missouri did a great job, but Kentucky, like I said, they had the lead. I think they led by 10 or more points for a while. They led majority of the game, and just to see them both teams kind of compete. Although it didn't feel like it felt like it was a 4-point game or a 2-point game. It was more a 10-point game when you look at the screen and the box score. So I like both teams and how they played.
Yeah, I agree with that. Talking about the whole team, is great. But as an individual, as a player on the team, who do you guys think was the Kentucky player of the game?
I'll go Trey Mitchell. I said normally, I understand the game basketball. shots really matter, and the quality of shots. He tends to take very good quality shots. That's something that really may not go noticed, but and his game stands out from inside to out. But I really like how just his shot attempts, it changes. It goes up and down, but he still manages to be very efficient. He scored 20 points last game, and that's normally something that doesn't jump off when we think about the games when you got a guy like Robert Dillingham out there who's gonna make some highlight plays. But it seems that Trey Mitchell may get the quiet bucket or the needed bucket, and he's very timely, and I want to give him credit for that. So that was really something that stood out to me.
Man, so many guys you can pick from each and every night from this Kentucky squad because they're very, very talented. I'm gonna go DJ Wagner, a guy who hadn't really gotten enough credit these past few games. He's been consistent. He's been getting better. The last game he just coming off a 16-point game against Missouri. When he gets downhill, he's one of the best in the country. Early on in the season, he was doing the same things. It just wasn't dropping. Layups wasn't dropping. Shots wasn't dropping from three. Now he's getting that rhythm like we talked about with Twani Beckham. After that break, that Louisville game, you see these players are starting to get better a little bit. You've seen what they can do now. I can't wait to see what he's going to do in the tournament, in the SEC tournament, because that's when they're going to be at full force, and you expect these freshmen to be matured and ready to go. But DJ Wagner, I like what I'm seeing. I think he's a leader for this team. I think if you look at the huddles, whenever they bring it in the huddles, DJ Wagner is always the one kind of telling everybody, hey, we got to do this and do that, outside of him and Trey Mitchell. But I think Wagner and, like you said, Malik, Trey Mitchell, dominant performance by both guys.
Yeah, I agree with that. Going into conference play, who are the teams that will give Kentucky the most problems in the SEC?
It's got to be Auburn. I don't know if you guys got a chance to check these guys out, but Auburn, they're a team. They're a team to be reckoned with, man. Yeah. They play up and down just like how we do. They can score. They can score the ball. They're a great defensive team. I mean, they just played, I believe, Texas A&M and stopped one of the best players in the SEC. So they can play defense and they go up and down. I got to say Auburn, and you can't forget about Tennessee and what they bring, and how that's going to be a battle, of course. But any given night, that's the thing about the SEC, man. We got to just focus on these games with the SEC. They're not going to be pretty. Missouri wasn't a pretty win, but in the SEC, you just got to win. Like, regardless of it looking pretty or not, you just got to win.
I think, you pointed out Tennessee. Tennessee always a good matchup for UK. Weirdly enough, though, one of the choices that weren't necessarily a choice, I'm going to go the toughest opponent is UK. I'm going to go with,
I like that.
Go with themselves. Like I said, I feel like, in the SEC, they're probably, everyone probably looks up and they get probably the most media attention just every year, just about, and their record shows they're one of the top dogs in the conference. Right. And everyone's going to be headhunting for these guys, and they're playing very well. They're hitting on a lot of the cylinders right now. So I think one of the things that's going to beat them is themselves. Like I said, just those not getting out to the defenders on shooters, and just the defense and energy they come out with every night, because these guys are very talented. So really, if anyone beats them, I feel like we're going to look at it and say, hey, they beat themselves tonight.
Did you get that from Coach Cal?
No.
I feel like that's something he'd say, man. I like that, though, man. I like it.
Yeah, that was good, man. That was really good. No, I agree. They're like everybody's Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like, you just look at Kentucky and their history and the tradition here, and then you go in and you got to think that every team that plays in the SEC is like, we gotta beat these guys because that's the Super Bowl on the schedule.
Yep.
And
for sure,
we've already seen problems Florida's given us and Missouri.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see what they're gonna do, man.
Like I said, they play in the start season Champions Classic, followed it up. They played in the CBS Classic. These guys get a lot of national attention. Like a lot of people love that opportunity. So it's UK. It comes with it. Heaviest head that wears the crown. So everyone wants them.
What does CJ Stroud say? Pressure is privilege.
Yep.
And that's what Kentucky's got.
Yeah, pressure's only going to get bigger, though.
100%.
That's the crazy part.
100%. Next game's going to be Saturday, January 13th, 2 p.m. ESPN. We're going to be playing Texas A&M.
A good matchup. Wade Taylor, the fourth, is probably the guy that everybody should look out for. Preseason SEC Player of the Year. Had a 34-point game versus one of the best defensive teams in the country in Houston. He's going to be the real deal. But I'm confident to see what we're going to do. Kentucky, we're not the greatest defensive team, but I like where we're at. I don't think one player can just beat this Kentucky team because we have multiple guys that can fill it up, put 20 points on the board any given night. So we just gotta be prepared for Texas A&M. Don't come out I guess lethargic or not take them as serious because Texas A&M.
Don't come out and not take them serious.
Exactly. So I think as long as they keep doing what they're doing, shoot the ball well, take care of the ball, and then we gotta get rebound. We definitely have to rebound in this matchup. Obviously, defense is probably going to be the biggest thing when you're going up against a guy like this.
I'm gonna say this. I love SEC basketball. Maybe I'm biased, maybe very biased.
It's the best conference.
I feel like it's the best conference. You get those big time games, comes with a lot of energy, and each one of these guys can play. And so, like I said, when you're playing Texas A&M, Tennessee, all these teams, you're gonna go against some talent every night. You never know what you're gonna surprisingly see. We watched the Missouri game. The guard was pretty stocky, a big guy, looks like a football player on the court.
Talking about Nick Honor?
Yeah. You're going to see all types of things, just whether it's guys who are explosive, just so much. We saw in the Florida game, we saw height, that can move down the court. It's just so much you're going to see in the SEC. And so you got to be prepared, just, coming to every game with energy and be prepared. So
Did you get a chance? Did you guys see the I think he was 7-4 or something last game for Missouri? Their big guy, he was like 7'5" or something like that. He was huge. He was huge, man. That goes back to what you said, man. You don't know who you're going to be playing against.
Yeah, I think it's, like I said, I think it's the best conference. I don't think Big Ten, or any of the other conferences, really compete. ACC, we just proved that.
I didn't like how they called Nick Honor a fire hydrant on national TV, man.
I say
I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
If I have to say, it's like his size,
stocky, yeah,
stocky. Reminds me of the guard for the Grizzlies, their shooting guard. But yeah, he's stocky. It's just a big guy. You normally don't see that on the basketball court. Yeah. So that was very surprising to see. He stood out,
for sure.
Even from a far camera angle. You see a big guy like that.
So as we wrap up, who do you got in the next matchup?
I got Kentucky. I know you guys want me to say Texas A&M, but I'm not saying that.
We don't want you to say it,
because I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to be biased. Kentucky's going to take it home. I got them by 15 points, 15 or 20 points.
Okay.
Gotta rebound and gotta defend.
Obviously, I'm going to go Kentucky. I feel like right now UK should be what they should be, and they play like a one-loss team. I feel like that game against Kansas, redeemable. Like I said, we understand why they lost and what was there and what was available. In comparison wise, I don't know if you guys remember, it's almost like I was like, wow, who did we lose the other game to?
Oh, you don't remember?
And I'm like, oh wow, it was UNCW.
Yeah,
we lost to UNCW, which was a very good team. It's one of those tournament type of games where you're like, wow, this really threw us for one. We didn't expect them to be that good. They played a good game. They had themselves a night. That's pretty much get a feel for. Tournament season, just anybody can have that type of day. But I think they learned from that, just like everyone's coming to play. They're going to come with energy. We got to have that same energy. So, of course, I'm going UK. These guys are rolling. I think they'll continue to get the ball rolling.
You going deep? Like, you got them winning close? You got them winning?
I got them by 12.
12. Okay, so pretty close with Mario.
Yeah, 12,
20,
15, 20.
like
yeah. I hope we won't be wrong, though. I hope we won't be wrong.
Right, yeah. No, we appreciate everybody watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment, and then also, send in videos.
Send those videos.
Any questions you guys
have. Yeah.
I feel like we always predicting like the score. We should have some like partnership. It should be like DraftKings, Prize Picks. I'm surprised it's not on here, but I'm just.
Let him know, Malik. Man. Let him know.
Like we've been accurate so far. Besides him in the middle of the table, we're. If we pick it, you might as well go ahead and bet on it.
I get accurate as the season goes on. I get more accurate. So by tourney time, I'll be able to tell you the exact score and the results. That's okay.
Happen. We're gonna make you predict a national champion. We need it.
We're gonna do our brackets, ladies and gents. So stay tuned.
Like and subscribe.
Yep.
Like and subscribe.